On July 1st, a bunch of new student loan changes are going to kick in. So I'm going to go through 6 of them right now in the next 90 seconds. Ready? 1. It's the end of the short-lived Biden-era repayment plan known as SAVE. So if you are one of the 7 million borrowers who are still in it, it's time to choose a new plan. And if you don't, you're automatically going to be enrolled in one of the least flexible repayment plans. 2. New borrowers. You're going to have just 2 repayment plan options, including the new income-based plan called the Repayment Assistance Plan. Now, you're probably going to end up paying more than you would have under SAVE, but it does come with a couple of perks, including waiving extra interest after you made your monthly payment, and it helps lower-income borrowers chip away at the principal on their loans. 3. Student loan forgiveness is going to be a little harder to come by for new borrowers, but you can still qualify for public service loan forgiveness, which cancels your debts after 10 years of public service. 4. Grad students. You're going to have some tough new loan limits. Instead of being able to borrow as much as you want, you're going to be capped at $20,500 a year unless you're enrolled in one of 11 so-called professional degree programs. 5. Parents and caregivers who want to take out a Parent Plus loan to help their kids through college. You're also going to see some limits, $20,000 per child per year. And 6, the Pell Grant program. It's blowing up to include workforce training to help folks take classes between 8 and 15 weeks for things like welding or, say, HVAC or even a nursing assistant.
This is a big deal. After July 1st, graduate degree programs are going to be broken into 2 different categories. And I'm actually glad somebody had pointed this out in the comments because the borrowing caps aren't the same. The last video that I made with the $20,500 borrowing cap was for standard graduate degree programs. For professional graduate degree programs, there's going to be a higher borrowing cap, $50,000. And the federal government has a list of fields that they deem as professional. And it's actually kind of controversial. I'll get to that in a second, but here's the list of those fields. I don't act like I know them all off the top of my head. I know veterinary medicine, I believe, is in there, clinical psychology, pharmaceuticals. I think those are for sure in there, but something that's not in there, and this is going to impact a lot of people, is nursing on the graduate level, social work, like a master's in social work and physician assistants, and some of the highly specialized healthcare graduate degree programs. Those aren't professional, according to the federal gov. So if you're thinking about going to school for like a master's in nursing or social work or physician assistant healthcare high level, you're going to have to find funding somewhere else, basically. I've made some videos in the past talking about some of the scholarships and programs and grants that are available to these students in nursing, masters, and social work and all of that because of this change that's about to come. But if you are one of those students, I would love to hear some of your questions and some of your thoughts because I have a heart for you guys. I try to keep you all on game on what's out there. After a couple of weeks, I'm trying to let it be known. The floodgates are about to swing in a direction that we've never seen.
All right, so if I understand this correctly, based upon what I've been shown, in order for you to be considered going to school for a professional degree, you got to be getting a doctorate, it's looking like. That's how it's looking. What y'all think? I mean, that's what's been shown to me. That's what I believe. Based upon the few careers that he listed on the screen that are now considered professional. You know, a few months back, they said a lot of degrees will now be considered non-professional. And now here we are. Starting next month, July 1st, changes are kicking in. There will be caps on the amount of funding that you can get.
If you're a college student or someone thinking about going back to school, and if you rely on FAFSA to help fund your education, major changes to federal aid programs in this country are set to take effect on July 1st, 2026. And this is what you need to know, especially if you're an incoming fall 2026 student or if you're a borrower. Number 1, changes are coming to how Pell Grants are awarded, meaning that if you have non-federal grants or scholarships that already cover your full cost of attendance, you may no longer receive Pell Grants because you no longer have unmet financial needs according to the government. Number 2, Parent Plus loan borrowers will be limited to $20,000 per year per student, with a new lifetime borrowing cap set at $65,000 per student. Number 3, repayment plans are changing for new borrowers, meaning students who borrow for the first time after July 1st, 2026 will most likely only have access to 2 repayment options: a new repayment assistance program and a new standard repayment program. Existing borrowers like myself will have different transition plans. Number 4, graduates and professional students will face new annual and lifetime borrowing limits, and new Grad Plus loans will no longer be available after July 1st, 2026.
If you have a student loan, you may need to take action by July 1st because there are some significant changes coming your way. Because of the big, beautiful bill, the Department of Education is making changes to how student loans can be accessed and repaid. As of July 1st, if you are on a loan repayment plan, there's going to be two options, the standard plan or the repayment assistance plan. Also, Grad Plus loans will be eliminated for new borrowers. Then there'll also be lifetime loan caps. So if you're going for a graduate degree, your cap is $20,500. Or if you're going for a professional degree, your cap is $50,000. Whereas the lifetime cap for a graduate degree is $100,000 and the lifetime cap for a professional degree is $200,000. And even if your parents wanted to help you pay for college, they now have lifetime borrowing caps for you because they can borrow up to $20,000 per year or a maximum of $65,000 per child total. There's also going to be changes for Pell Grants. So if you get enough scholarships to cover the cost of college, then you won't be eligible for Pell Grants. But there are things that you can do now to help prepare for those changes. The first is if you are on the SAVE plan, you need to move your loan out of it because that plan is about to be eliminated. One of the existing plans, the pay plan, will remain until 2028. So if you're eligible, you might be able to switch your loan to that plan. And remember, there are only going to be two repayment options available. That's going to be the standard plan and the repayment assistance plan. There are pros and cons to each option. But if you do find yourself in the repayment assistance plan, just know that your repayment is going to be in line or in step with your income. However, there are no caps on monthly payments. So if you make a lot of money, you could end up owing a lot of money each month, thus costing you the flexibility about how you want to use your budget. And also, a minimum monthly payment is always required. So if you are low income or have no income, that could be a problem. And lastly, if you follow the program all the way through, it could take about 30 years to repay all of the debt. So with all that said, will you be impacted by this change? And do you think that these changes are more harmful than helpful? Let me know what you think, and if you like these sorts of discussions, like and follow for more.
30 years, it could take up to 30 years. People won't have a job in 30 years. Then what they gonna do? They said if you're low income or no income, it could be a problem because there is a minimum. It needs to be explained what's gonna happen to the people that don't got a job right now. They graduated, they have no income. How can they pay it? How can they pay a minimum when they don't make anything? You know? And the more you make, the more they take. Those 30 years gonna hurt. In 30 years, if the world's still around, AI gonna work all the jobs. I'm not understanding this for real. They're gonna have to make some changes. I guess it's gonna come out of people's UBI now that I think about it. Yeah, it's gonna come out people UBI. That's gonna be the first thing coming out.